Hey guys, this is Juan Mazo, and today I want to cover with you how much money does it take to start your first Shopify business? Well, the answer is super simple. If you have a ton of skills and you're pretty useful, not to say that you're useless if you don't have any skills, then you're going to be able to start this business pretty cheap, probably $100 to $500. But for everyone else, I highly recommend you have some level of savings or you have a source of income to help supplement your journey on becoming an e-com master. Reality is that for myself, I'm pretty knowledgeable in technology and I still needed to spend a ton of money when it came to the Facebook ads portion. When it comes to budgets for ads, that's where you're gonna need the most money. I've had a few friends say they started with $100, but that was way back in the day. But the learning curve on a lot of these things has really changed. But first, let's take a look at what you're going to be spending money on. So the first thing you're going to spend money on is Shopify. Shopify at the cheapest is $15 a month. $15 a month to keep the lights on, to get your platform on, to have the website. Pretty cheap if you ask me. You're going to need that at the very least. The next thing you're going to need is a website. So the website itself is on Shopify, but the design elements, getting the copy in place, getting the pages in place, the theme, the colors, all that stuff, the website design element is going to either cost you money or it's going to be free because you already know how to build websites. If you build websites in WordPress and they were beautiful and great, Shopify should be no harder, right? For the most part, you're going to have to read some documentation, but you've gone down that journey with WordPress, so it should be similar. If you don't have the skills, expect to shell out somewhere between $0 if you want to learn the skills on your own to $2,500 to get a website fully delivered. Clearly, that's like the spectrum. If you put in some work and you ask for people to put in some work, then you're going to be somewhere in the middle. You can definitely outsource and get all those things kind of figured out for you. But my highest level of recommendation is when you come down to building your website, you should probably understand what's going on so that you don't get scammed. There's been too many times where people have paid professionals to build them websites and it looks nothing like what they want. The communication is on both sides is terrible on both sides because technical people are super geeky and they suck at client things. But then you have people who want a website but never built one. Again, there's just all types of things get lost in technobabble and things of that nature. The next thing you're going to be spending money after you have your website designed and you have your Shopify plan is your ads. Your ad budget needs to be kind of big if you're new to this. If you're brand new to advertising and you're not great with technology, expect a huge learning curve. There's really no easy way to learn this for free or on your own other than working for an agency that does Facebook ads. In my experience, I'm super technical and I understand a lot of things, and it still took me about $5,000 before I learned my lesson. Add in the fact that I'm a little hard-headed and my friends will tell you, duh. If you are really good, I've had a few friends actually start off with $100 to spend on ads, and they were able to go ahead and get their businesses up and running with that. The last thing you'll be spending money on is fulfillment. So after your clients place an order of a product on your website, you're gonna need to go and send that order to them, right? Some people like to wait for the money to get to their bank account, but to be quite honest with you, that's not realistic. I highly recommend you start fulfilling immediately. And if you find a winner, it wouldn't be surprising to get 20 to 100 orders in a day. 20 to 100 orders in a day of a product that costs $10 each pop is gonna quickly, scale in cost. So have yourself a credit card or have some cash on demand. So this business is the cheapest business to start. It doesn't take a ton of money. It just takes a little bit of skills, and those skills, depending on where you are in the spectrum of, zero, noob, all the way to mastering, it's gonna cost you. Now, some people say, how much money do I need to save up? I highly recommend you save up a few $1,000 or have a business or a job more likely, that will be able to supplement the business and help jumpstart the business while you learn and make all the noob mistakes. Me personally, I had a great job, ton of money coming in where I can do this part-time. And once you figure out how to do it part-time and you're making your own money, you can figure out how to scale and automate part-time, and eventually you can kiss your old job goodbye. But that's it. You don't need to spend a ton of money. You don't need to get a license. You don't need to get LLCs. You don't need to get reseller licenses. You don't need to get certifications. You don't need to get employee benefits. None of that stuff, right? Super cheap. You probably start off great just on building a website for $0 to $2,500, $1,500, and traffic, which is your ads. you can get paid traffic through Facebook, or you can figure out how to build an audience of your own for free. And then lastly, product fulfillment. That's it for the video today, guys. If you think this was super useful, let me know. I'd love to hear your feedback. You can post a comment. Make sure you follow me on social media everywhere. Send me private messages if you have those questions you're too embarrassed to ask in public. No question is dumb. I love helping you guys out. Thanks for watching, and let me know if there's anything I can help you with.